Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of AI learning web series of IntellicoTalks, powered by IntellicoWorks. IntellicoWorks is a DevOps consulting company that provides AI, cloud, and DevOps services to one of the renowned clients around the globe. And today we are going to discuss that how we can leverage AI in SDLC, software development lifecycle. So we have Shahzad Masud with us, and the first question, which is, what is software development lifecycle? So we are going to know that how software development lifecycle works and what exactly it is. So Shahzad, welcome again.
Thank you so much.
And tell us that what software development lifecycle is.
Software development lifecycle is all about a requirement, an idea, from that idea to actually implement, develop the entire idea and push it to the end user. So it's like from an idea to the end user. So it involves certain stages, like it involves requirement analysis, involves planning, it involves development, it involves deployment, it involves testing, it involves production support, it involves maintenance, post maintenance after that, if there is any issue actually occurs after that one, and then finally the product or the product is actually available to everyone.
So, we talked about the artificial intelligence in the first episode regarding the fundamentals of AI. And then in the second part, we discussed about the requirement gathering and how we can leverage AI in the specific part of requirement gathering. And today, we would like to discuss that how we can leverage AI in the complete process of software development. So, let's start that specific part. So, could you please run us through the steps of software development lifecycle first, and then we will move towards the AI part, that how we can leverage it in SDLC.
Of course, sure. SDLC has certain steps. That first step is actually requirement specification, requirement analysis. Requirement analysis is done by asking the actual users or business owners who actually give you requirement of this particular software. The particular software always have natural language things available in it. They write something, we need X functionality, we need Y functionality, we need Z functionality, we need certain high pitch, high critical functionality, low functionality, medium functionality. So whatever functionality we actually need in anything, AI can help you with that. AI can understand that natural language and divide the entire natural language into user stories, into alternate flows, into basic flows that are requirement of the entire software development lifecycle. How people actually do that? People actually do that by doing their own analysis and manual analysis. But with the help of AI, you can actually process the entire requirement into a NLP mode, natural language processing mode, and then you can actually go for that. For the prioritization part, which is very important, where like weeks or months of time actually spent on that, depending upon how things are actually being prioritized on that. So AI can really leverage you on the sentiment analysis of any requirement too, and prioritize that as per that one.
Can you please tell us the steps of it, SDLC, one by one?
So the first step is the requirement analysis.
Yeah,
the second step is the planning one. Third step is the user story and the designing part. Fourth step is more about development. Fifth step is all about testing, then deployment, then post-production support, then documentation.
All right. You told us about the steps, the major steps that is covered in the SDLC process. But, talking about the AI part, because this series is about AI. So the first step is the requirement gathering.
Yes.
Though we have discussed this step in the last episode, but I would like to, like you to run us down again through this step, how we can leverage the requirement gathering part.
With the AI powered, or with the power of the AI, you can actually define the entire requirement engineering or requirement analysis process by turning the entire requirement text into AI, and that can help you generate with the user stories, with the detailed requirement, with the flows, with the alternate flows, with all those things which can be done by a thorough analysis and thinking.
Okay.
It takes weeks actually to analyze the entire requirement, but with the help of AI, with the power of AI, you can actually do that like within minutes. You just share the text, entire requirement text with that, say or issue a command that translate the entire one into smaller use cases, flows and alternate flows. It can actually drop the entire thing with you.
So, it can basically simplify the requirement gathering part and give you a reformed document that you can easily understand.
Yeah. Refined document where very less number of reviews are required. So this is the most patient part or impatient part that is available inside the requirement engineering. That whenever you are defining a requirement, there is a long list of long cycles of the review of the entire requirement engineering process. So everyone actually get a chance to review in that spelling, grammatical, business flows and all that. But when you use the AI power, you are getting a very precise and perfect requirement engineering.
Okay, so coming towards the next part, planning. I think planning is very important in any process, whether it is for the software development or you are getting into something in your life as well. So how AI exactly is helping you in planning process?
That's kind of a very funny way to say that. Project managers are always like, they're always pulling up their hairs.
Okay.
Whenever they have use cases, stories and everything like that, so they actually keep on checking with the developers, with the business analyst, okay, how much this feature will take, what is the requirement. There is a bit of a hesitation between the estimation part and most of the time the only guy who's affected most is the project manager.
Okay.
And the key objective in that one is the planning. If you use the same requirement which is created or finalized by the first step, you can actually use AI model to actually do an assessment or estimation of the same one using the AI trained model. So what it will do is it will actually do the historical analysis of the similar requirement done and estimated with perfection, with the level of experience of the resources, and that can be there. As the AI has the entire history of the requirement engineering and the estimation, what it can do is it can simply give you that particular assessment, and then a single review of the requirements or single review of the estimation would be good enough for the project managers.
Perfect.
And to give them more agility on that one, this would be hardly one review cycle. But in the previous one, it will be like an endless kind of a review cycle that, okay, this estimate is high, this is low, this is not acceptable.
You cannot count the number of reviews.
We cannot count the number of estimates, that how much estimates you have actually done. So in that particular scenario, AI will actually help you with most of the things. So most of the planning part is already covered in that one. And the last and most important part of the planning is split them with the resource wise. And this task took weeks actually for the project managers to do that. Okay. If you ask AI to actually create a project plan for you as well, having in view of the 4 developers to do this task, that AI driven model can also create a complete project plan with all the resources aligned with that, and project manager only have to review it.
I think that's amazing to know that, for example, you need to plan a project and, you can do that with the AI driven model.
Yes.
You can tell the AI tool that, we have this set of resources, we have this amount of work, and, AI can tell you, how to plan this thing better.
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, coming towards the third part. I mean, for anything in the world, when you are into the tech industry, or whether you are in front of the world, in front of your users, audience, the most important thing is the user engagement. And for that, you need to design things in a good manner. And for that, designers come into the play. So, is there anything that, we can leverage AI, or designers can leverage AI to, plan things better in the software development life cycle process?
Let me divide the design into 3 different phases.
Okay.
First is the content, smart content one that will be available in one screen. Second one is the layout of that particular design. And the third one is the choose what color theme will be there and how to do that.
Okay.
If the first 2 is not properly created, the third one cannot be done.
Absolutely.
So what AI is actually helping you, you give AI requirement of your screen. Okay, I want to create a login screen which have social buttons as well, which have forgot password as well, which has MFA, multi-factor authentication as well, which has a help button as well, which has a widget of this, and you just give me a layout. So what AI will do is AI will tell you these content need to be played, and this is a mock or wireframe that will be available over there. So more than 60% of the work of the designer actually is, bingo.
Yeah.
Because the designer has to visualize the same concept and idea that how I will fit the entire content and requirement into one layout.
Yeah.
And then he will play around with the colors, with the theme, with anything else like that. He or she can actually work on that after that.
Yeah.
But what AI can do is AI can actually create an alternate design for that. If you ask AI that I need this content to be available in this page, in a tabular form, in a vertical form, in a horizontal form, in an infographic form, just generate it for me. AI will actually go into the history and align all the content based on that one, and that wireframe and that mock will be given to the designer, and designer will do only the creative stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than it actually do the layout stuff, fitting the material, fitting the content in there, and then do all the things. So AI can actually help you with all that. And
Perfect.
the second most important thing is from mock to the design, to the actual HTML design. So if someone is there to actually translate the entire mock into HTML, that is the most easiest part for any developer.
So that AI can do for you.
AI can do a wireframing, AI can do actually translating to HTML, and the work that is remaining for the humans, maybe the creative guys, is to concentrate on the color scheme, color theme, and only the style sheet. That's it. The rest of the thing is done by the AI.
So basically, the designers can skip around 50 to 60% of the work, and they can, focus more on the branding side.
Focus more on playing around with the colors, with the themes, with the branding, with the bespokeness of the entire solution. They can actually play around. So that means if they were given a week time actually to do all these three things, and the time required or time given to them for only the design part is like 1 day or a 1.5 day. Now they have 5 days to play around with the work. And they can actually present more than 3 options to the actual requirement owner that this is the layout. Now you can play around with these things.
Perfect. I think if some designers out there who is watching us and hearing this information would be more happy to to implement these things and leverage AI into their work. And most importantly, the thing is to get to leverage AI in a better way, to utilize things and enhance efficiency in the work. So definitely it is the part of I think a convincing part of AI in this part.
Of course.
Coming towards the fourth part, that is development. I would not say development. I would ask you that how developers can leverage AI. So this is very important, and in the SDLC process, how AI can fit into the development part, and developers can utilize the AI part in a better way.
Development is more like a creative and things that come out of your mind actually. So AI cannot do that based on the history. So what AI can do is it can actually create an autopilot kind of a scenario. You start writing a code. You are trying to write a function. You're trying to write a small pseudocode. You're trying to write a small thing. AI will suggest you, are you trying to write this or are you trying to write this? So many of the time, let's say for example, when you're developing a functionality of business logic, what you do is find a user from database, right? So this is a very common functionality. So AI will do a suggestive one, just like we actually observe on Google as well. You're typing something and there are multiple options that are available on as a list available as well. So when you're trying to write a function to find a user from database, so what AI will do is AI will actually on the development code environment IDE, it will actually show you different options. Are you trying to write a code for MySQL? Are you trying to write a code for Postgres? For this? And if you're going with that, you can actually click on that one, and the entire code, which you require actually like 30 minutes or 40 minutes of time to write it, it will actually copy paste over there. So what you have to do is you just have to, modify the important
Yeah.
variables. That's it.
So exactly like the what we do as a marketeers on the search engine, that what keywords that we provide to the search engines, like it exactly gives you the information
Yes,
back.
yes.
So exactly we can say that the same thing in the AI part, that what you are what information that you are giving to the AI tool,
It will give you exact back.
exactly back. So that means that that's where I would quote this example, that this sentiments again play its role in the giving the information to the AI tool, right?
And in this whole scenario, AI will generate a code that is less error prone, because that code is tested and AI has learned that code.
Yeah.
So most of the time what developer actually misses: error handling, exception handling, logging, monitoring, alerting, working with the best practice of secure code practices, working with the logging practice, working with other things. Most developers, most of the time, actually miss this part. But if you go with the AI assisted one, the code that will be provided to you, or the code that will be available to you, it will have everything in it. So that means AI can actually reduce your 30 minutes, as well as reduce the next 6 or 7 hours of actually work which you will actually do after doing all these secure practices. It is already incorporated in that. So the entire hours of worth of work actually is reduced to minutes of work.
Yeah. So simplifying this part, that developers they need to provide the right logic to the AI tool,
Of course.
and they can enhance the efficiency. They can have the code, the build-up of the code by the AI tool, right?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
And AI can also help you with the formatting and styling of the code as well. Many times, as
That's interesting.
I have been reviewer of the code many times, so I can easily tell that two people actually work on this one, because the style actually get differed a lot. But AI also help you with that. You have missed this particular thing, you have missed that particular thing. Many IDs actually help you with that. But it's just like the food. Food is there, but you are the only one you have to eat it, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. For example, that you have written a code and you send it to me. So can I give that code, your code, to the AI tool, and ask the AI tool to review it and tell me if there is any error in it? So
absolutely, that's the next part. Actually, AI can help you with the testing and reviewing of the code.
okay, so that is our next part.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So let's come on to the next part, which is testing. So that is we can also call this step for the QA tester, software quality assurance engineers. So please define how AI is helping the QA testers, QA engineers in making their role more efficient.
Actually, the modern era is all about automation.
Absolutely.
So it's not about the manual or functional testing. So I can define testing in two phases.
Okay.
First is the unit testing, and the second one is the functional or business testing. The first, the unit testing is more helpful to the developers.
Okay.
Developers spend like equal amount of time actually to write unit tests. So if the guy actually spent 30 minutes to write a login function, so he will be spending the 30 minutes again on writing the unit test case as well.
Okay.
So if AI is actually helping him to write the login function, AI can again help him to write the unit test case as well. So that's 30 plus 30, 60 minutes. 1 hour worth of work actually can be done with a single click. It's just like a less than 5 minutes work. So it's there as well. And based on the other factor, that is business or functional testing can also be performed over this one. But as I said, the future is all about automation.
Yeah.
We cannot actually eliminate this workforce. So this workforce quality assurance testing can leverage the same with the automation testing. I mean, Selenium test code. Selenium is an automation framework that can help you with the complete business function. So these guys are this workforce, quality assurance engineer, can ask AI to generate Selenium test cases or automation test cases, which they can verify and do the job. And another important factor of the entire stuff is this quality assurance guys can also ask the AI model or AI engine that define test cases for us, which they always take like weeks of effort to analyze the requirement, analyze everything, and then define the test cases.
So they can basically provide the scenario to the AI tool and ask them to provide the test cases.
Of course. So the complete test cases will be there. So a complete test plan will be there. Complete test cases will be there. They can execute the test case from the automation part. AI can generate the test cases as well, and it will be just like very smooth.
Okay. So after testing, you talked about automation. And that's where I think IntellicoWorks comes in, because we talked about CI/CD, how we can enhance the efficiency of the operations of development. So that's where IntellicoWorks comes in, and its services comes in. So tell us about the deployment part, the next one, that how it is feasible to use AI, or how AI can play part in the deployment process.
AI actually helps you with all the first 5 phases:
Okay.
requirement, planning, design, development, testing, help with all that. And when I talk about the automation part is all about clicking the button or running the automation action, right? Okay. So here comes the continuous integration, CI. CI is an integral part of the entire SDLC. If we can actually automate all the stuffs, all the operations, and add them to our CI script, continuous integration script, this is something which can be run by computers. Okay. So as you know, the computers are very good in repetitive tasks and artificial intelligence tasks. Absolutely. So CI is there. And when software is ready, all the tests are passed, everything is there, no error, no logging, no review issues, no code review issues, no security issues, no vulnerability issues is there. CI actually gives you green signal, tick, then you can start the deployment part. Okay. So CD part is also over there. So however, the entire intelligence in this one, we can check different quality gates over here as well. If the code coverage is this much, if the number of tests is this much, if our number of security features is this much, if vulnerability is this much, we can actually define different quality gates for our deployment parts. So for example, if you're going to deploy in development environment, it would be different. Okay. If you're going to deploy in staging environment, it will be different. If you're going to deploy in production, it will be different. If the code coverage is like 40% of the unit test cases, you can deploy it to the staging, to the development environment, but you can't do that in production. So here comes the intelligence part. So CD, continuous deployment, we define quality gates, and based on the artificial intelligence patterns that we have defined in the model, it actually deploy to the respective portions. And if the quality gates are not fulfilling as per the stage of that particular development or deployment, it won't deploy over there and actually notify or alert to the respective people.
And the system, the computers can handle these steps,
very efficiently.
Very efficiently.
Very efficiently and with very lot of accuracy actually.
Perfect. So, that's where, we can call this a complete automation process.
Complete automation. We can call it complete automation.
Yeah. After the deployment part, we have another very important step, that is the maintenance, the post-deployment support. So, please tell us about that as well.
Whenever you actually go for any of the product development or production deployment, you always get feedback. You always get issues. You always, your support channel or your IVR or your every place where the feedback can actually come in, it actually get flooded with every new idea. Even if that is a very simple idea, even if that is a clone copy of a very famous communication platform, whatever that is, you always get a very, very good sentiment basis or happy or sad kind of a feedback over there. What AI can actually help you with that is AI can really predict the number of responses that you get out of that one and prioritize them into the feature that is required over there, or the people are actually saying that in their negative or positive sentiment that, okay, this is very good, this is very bad, how about adding this feature which is not required by many people. We can actually avoid that.
So basically AI is monitoring the responses that you are getting into the system, and then you can make the adjustments.
Analyze and prioritize that which features are required to be done in that particular product, and then you plan them. Rather than you actually plan all the features, like even, for example, you got 100,000 feedback and one person says this about this one particular feature. You're not going to spend your energy on that particular feature.
Absolutely.
But if the major portion of the people actually are asking about a feature, then you can actually go for that. So let me give you an example of a message edit. All the communication platform actually added the message edit way before anyone. But one of the very famous platform actually introduced it just right now when it feels that this is something which their AI model actually says that now this feature is very much required.
Yeah, that is a necessity of the people, because conversation can be edited, based on the responses that you have in the past. So, okay, Shahzad, for anything, for any product, project, the stakeholders are very important. the user feedback is very important. And the next part is about the feedback and iteration in the SDLC process. So tell us about that, how, AI can help us in getting the better feedback from the users and the prospects that we have in the project or product.
Users can actually give you feedback on the many different ingress channels. Ingress, if I define ingress as inbound channels, they can actually give you feedback on communication platform. They can actually provide you feedback on social platform.
Yeah.
They can provide the feedback on contact us platform or a form that you define on your page. What you can do is you can collaborate or merge all the feedback that you have, and then share it with the AI model. AI model can actually give you very pinpointed and the correct suggestions that are available that can be used as the next requirement for the next release.
Okay.
So requirement for the next release actually comes from the feedback of the different people.
Yeah.
You can observe that in different and many famous social media platform or communication platform. So it's all about our feedback actually going to them. And if you actually provide a feedback to them and they actually immediately do that, you will lose interest. But if that is being done based on the artificial intelligence, based on the priority, then this thing is actually, being honored and respected a lot. So AI is actually helping on all the ingress channels, prioritizing them, bundling them, trying to understand two different contexts, two different requirements into one. And if they are saying the same thing, they actually bundle up, and complete analytics actually help.
So the functionality enhancement can be done, with the help of AI by getting the right responses from the people. Right?
This functionality enhancement is referred to as iteration as well. So first iteration of a product and second iteration of a product, third iteration of a product actually goes in the same way.
Okay, so the next part, I'll come on to the documentation. We all know, we have many tools, AI tools nowadays, and that can help you, generate the useful content or documentation. So when you talk about the SDLC process, is it meaningful to use AI for the SDLC documentation?
Absolutely. Documentation is the most tedious task.
Yeah.
And not to offend anyone, but being a developer, I hate it. So because this actually is not at all a creative task. So what you have to do is you have to write the same story all over again and again for different entities, different database tables, different everything. But with the help of AI, you can just issue a simple command of generating the complete documentation based on that one, and bingo, required documentation are created. If you need a revision of that, you can issue a same command or same click of a button actually to generate the same documentation again and again. You can also do that. And you can also train your model as well, documentation model as well. You can train that based on the client's requirement. If client needs a user manual of the same website, AI can also actually go for the user manual thing and create a user manual for you as well.
Okay, so we can get the leverage of AI, bringing the documentation into the place to to generate the meaningful documentation with the help of AI, right? And
precise and clear,
and without any errors for sure. So that is a very comprehensive thing to learn about the documentation part. And the last thing, the last part of the process of SDLC is the security, and very important, I would say. So, but before starting and coming on to that part, I would start the question with, can we rely on the security of AI? Can we use the AI security, AI tools to, bring the security into the product or the project? Is it, fine to utilize AI technology for that?
I would actually divide the answer into two parts.
Okay.
First part is at every stage of SDLC, AI is actually helping you with its historical knowledge about what secure practices are required.
Yeah.
Requirement analysis, planning, design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance, feedback. Everywhere, AI model actually prophesies the security a lot. AI model keep on learning the new security trends as well, new security threats as well, new security attacks as well, and also improvise on all the first 10 steps that we have done. But as this is an evolution of the security things, AI is also learning and we are also learning. So if you say 100% AI, I would say more than 90% is actually being taken care by the AI.
Okay.
For the last 10%, people are getting smarter. People are more like a security attacker or ethical hacker. They keep on learning and evolving themselves. And this is, for now, computers are not attacking, but humans are attacking computers. So this race of the knowledge actually keep on evolving.
Okay,
with the
so
time.
now it's the time where we can see the humans, they are attacking the computers.
Exactly.
That's pretty interesting to know. And so summarizing the whole episode, that the first part, I would say, of the SDLC, how we can leverage AI into the SDLC. So that is the first part of the episode, and more will come in, later in the next episode as well. So how would you summarize that? We can utilize AI to reduce error, to bring the documentation into an, to strategize, and for better planning we can utilize AI. So how would you summarize this whole concept?
For the whole concept, I would say that SDLC, all the aspects of SDLC, there is the level of accuracy actually improved more than 99 to 100% for the requirement part, for the elaboration of the requirement, for making them better, for project managers, better estimation, better story writing, better planning, for the design part, better alternative, better layouts, and better things for the development, better coding, more secure coding for the deployment part, zero error free, then testing and automation part, full complete coverage of the entire scenario, integration part, do everything based on specific steps with accuracy, deployment to specific stages with more accuracy. Then you are going for the maintenance, then going for the feedback, then going for the documentation, everything actually being done with more accuracy. So if I say that, I can say that with a very high confidence that if some project take like 6 months to actually do the entire stuff, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months for the entire process, with the help of AI, it can reduce up to 80 to 90% of the time and do a quick turnover of the entire SDLC process.
Perfect.
But again, there's a button, there's an automation, someone has to press it.
Yeah, absolutely, and humans are essential for that.
Yes.
Okay, Shahzad, thank you so much for the third episode, and audience, that we have, we learned about how we can leverage AI in the SDLC process, and don't forget that it's the first part, and episode 4 will also incorporate the things about this, the things of AI that we can incorporate in the SDLC process. And before going that, I have a question for all of you, being the stakeholder of the SDLC process, whether you are designer, project manager, developer, how much you are utilizing AI technology in your work to make it more efficient. So till then, the next episode, thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.